What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in to another video. Today we are working on the Audi. As I told you in the previous video, we had the back calipers that need to go on, new rotors, new pads need to go on. So we're working on the back, and we're waiting for the front ones to still come in. They come in tomorrow, or when you see this, maybe today they'll come in. But right now I wanted to get started on this before I actually started the video, because of the simple fact I wanted to make sure my tool worked. I didn't want to feel like a dummy, get this started and and it not work. But basically this is the tool set I bought. Let's get it open. Basically, seeing what you do is you put these over the nut, and what they do is when you turn them, there's teeth in there. They grip onto the nut and allow it to turn if it's stripped. Basically the same as like the extractor, or you know how you drill with that. This works the opposite, right? It's not like this here is the opposite one, right? Basically I got it upside down, but screw extractor and drill set, right? That's the other one. So that was another thing I bought. This was another thing I bought. Basically it's it's your Allen keys in a socket set. Because the reason I bought this here is because the new ones I got are these here, and I figured, you know what, I might as well just buy a set. I do have a set in my toolbox, don't get me wrong, but it's only like two, right? 2 or 3 right there. So I figured a nice little set of that would be good to have. So as you see here, we're kind of working with it. The reason why he's using vice grips and not this here is because the strut is in the way, and it's a lot of work to take the strut out of the way to do it. I'm trying to not take anything apart if I don't have to, because you start taking stuff apart and all these bushings in here, if they're starting to break, you start taking stuff apart, then you got to replace them, right? I don't want to replace anything right now. I just want to get this done and go on to the next step, right? I mean, I will replace them if they go, because the wife is going to be driving this, but for now I just want to get what I need to get done and get this car back to the salvage inspection shop and have them look at it and say, okay, you're good to go, right? So anyways, he's just doing that. We're gonna wait until we get that bolt out, and then we're going to start putting the new one in. I got my spray here that I highly recommend if you're working on vehicle or anything. Anything to do with bolts and stuff, buy this stuff. It is phenomenal. They're not sponsoring me, not at all, but I used to use WD-40, and this stuff is a rust and corrosion, right? Protection. All right, guys, so we basically got it all apart. We got one side back together. You look, it's got the new rotor, it's got new caliper, new brakes. I'm just waiting. I got my nephew going in to grab a little toilet paper. I just want to clean this up a little before I put the washers there, right? And tighten that on there, just to kind of give it a little clean up. I got a little sandpaper here too. I'm gonna give it a little sand, just to kind of make sure that there's no issue with it. I mean, it shouldn't be, right? You put these little gaskets there and they keep it from leaking. So gonna get that done, and I'm gonna put this back in, but I can't do that until I do that part, because you need the area. So once I get that done, we'll come back, we'll show you. All right, guys, so we got this side done, the tire back on. The only thing we haven't done is bleed the system, because I can't bleed this side because that side is disconnected over there. So in order to bleed this side, I have to have that side connected, which I'm going to bleed the both of them at the same time, right? I may even do the fronts too, once I get everything. I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, we got this side on, man. It was a pain in my rear end. Like the bottom one was so hard to get at because everything was in the way, and I didn't want to take everything apart because I didn't want to damage more stuff, right? Like, or have an issue or anything. It's not that I can't take it apart. I definitely can. It's, like them bushings, right? Like I know if you ever work on vehicles, you start taking those bolts out and the bushings in there, they could be a little old and dry rotted, and then you're replacing those, right? I mean, like I said, I don't mind replacing them, but I don't want to right now. Right now, I just want to get what is on the list for the salvage inspection, get it done, and then go get her salvaged, and then the wife can drive her. Then we get the wrap on her. Okay, so with that said, we are going to call her a day for today. We will tackle the other side tomorrow. It is starting to get late, so we'll catch you guys in the morning. Alright guys, it is the next day, and we are back at it again. It's actually later in the day, but we are back at it. We are still working on the Audi. I'm almost done. Instead of taking everything apart, what I decided to do was put the new rotor on, which I got there. And instead of changing this hanger, I'm just gonna put the new caliper on this hanger, and that'll be that, right? Instead of going through all the trouble down the road, what I'll do is I'll have it changed. But right now, I just need to get this car back together and get it roadworthy for the wife so that she can start driving again. So we're just got that on. We're gonna put the new caliper on with the new brakes, and then we'll go from there. So let's get this started. Alright guys, so we got it all back together. Everything's hooked up, ready to go. I just got to bleed the system now. So basically that's what we're going to do, is we're going to bleed the system. I did leave this bracket on. It wasn't damaged like the other side was. So it'll do for now. Maybe down the road I'll get them installed a new one. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But for now, I did what they asked. I put a new caliper on, put a new rotor on, put new pads on. Everything's new. So we're gonna bleed the system. Basically, we'll loosen that up, let the fluid come out. Right, and we'll do this side, and then we'll do the other side. And then after that, I think might have to throw the plate on her and bring her around front for the wife, so that she's happy. Make her think that her car's ready to go, but it's not. No. All right, guys. So we got the brakes all on. We got them all blade. I'm just adding a little fuel fluid, topping up the reservoir for the brake fluid. You know, one thing I hate about when you're filling up brake fluid is they have like a screen, so you can't tell how high it is, and it's got like a max and a weighing, but you can't tell because this stuff is it's like water. It's like pouring water into a yellow container, right? You can't really see it unless you get a flashlight and you kind of shine it, and even then it's even hard. So anyways, I put a little bit in there, and we'll see what happens. I don't know, kind of, it's like it doesn't want to fill unless I go like this here, and I gotta pump this thing down. I don't know why it does that. Alright guys, so we got it done. We got it system bled. I took it for a little ride. I'm gonna have to bleed the system again, but I'll leave that for another day. Right now, the brakes are working. They're just not tight enough. They need to be adjusted tighter. So what I'll do is I'll bleed them again, and they should be tighter than they are. They're pretty loose, so we'll see. As far as that goes, that's going to be a wrap for this video. We will be doing the exhaust on the next one, so if you want to see that there, that'll be on the next video. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one.